I want to tell you something that most FBA course creators will not be able to teach you. And that's because they've never sat in meetings across account reps and real people that work within these suppliers and brands which you're contacting. Suppliers are more than just a source of stock, okay? These reps that you're talking to, they're real people. So you've got to understand that there's a lot of psychology involved when it comes to negotiating, speaking with sales reps and people within these companies. You need to understand exactly what they want, their desires, their pain points. And once you can do that, the conversation that you have with these suppliers completely changes, and your ability to acquire stock and prices that no one else can get massively increases. Now, once you understand the psychology behind exactly what they want, everything changes. Now, that's what this video is all about. Now, first things first, we need to go through understanding the supplier's core desires. Now, this is absolutely vital because you need to have an understanding of what the suppliers need, what the suppliers want, and then we can build value propositions around that. Okay, now what does this enable us to do? This enables us to already straight off the bat approach these suppliers, negotiate with these suppliers, speak to these suppliers in a way that utilizes their desires, right? So now what that means is your presentation and the way you approach these companies is going to be very, very different to every other Amazon seller, because you are working around what they need, what they want, right? And then that's how you're gonna get the products and prices other people can't get. Now, the first thing I've got here when it comes to these suppliers' core desires are they want predictability. Okay, it's as simple as that. They want consistent volume rather than one-off random orders. Okay, like I've got here, a consistent volume partner they can forecast against, right? Now you've got to understand what is the power of Amazon. You have access to all this data. Okay, you have access to data in your Keeper graphs, in all these other softwares, and you can show this to these guys. Where it's like, look, this data here suggests we can give you consistent volume business, which, like I've got here, you can forecast against. So this data here suggests if we can work together, we're spending 10 grand a month with you, that's 120 grand a year. Okay, they can forecast against that. And then that means they can then forecast against buying from their suppliers on top of them in the supply chain. So then they can get better relationships with their suppliers. Okay, so not only are you offering them value in a transactional way where it's like, yeah, you can forecast against us, we can place consistent volume orders, they can then place more consistent or have better relationships with their suppliers on top of them, which may get them better pricing on the products you're buying anyway. So it's sort of this full circle moment. Okay, now reliability is worth more than a slightly better price. Okay, so what these guys want, like I've said here, is consistent orders. Okay, they want the consistent revenue there. Because if it's any, like, let's say you guys own businesses, right? Watching this video, or you're going to own an Amazon business, right? Are you looking into it? Would you rather, let's say your Amazon store have random one-off orders every other day, or there be a consistent chain of revenue or consistent movement of stock? Okay. Obviously, the consistent movement of stock, because then obviously you know, okay, well, every day we pull in an X amount, okay, our overheads are Y amount, and then you can build around that. So that is a huge part of, well, the first part of this. The first supplier's core desires I've got here is they want predictability, and you need to understand that. So when you're speaking to these suppliers, negotiating with these suppliers, talking to these suppliers, you understand that there's an element of, okay, well, these guys want predictability. These guys want stability and consistent volume orders. Okay, and that is what's valuable to these guys, that they can forecast against. And you've got to understand, you guys are Amazon sellers. So what do you have? Data. You can literally use the data to enforce the predictability you're going to bring. You can be that powerful. Okay, you need to understand how powerful you can be to these companies. Now we have brand protection. Okay, someone who enforces pricing and keeps the brand clean. Every brand has horror stories of grey market destroying their market and destroying their image. Okay, now this applies to both suppliers and brands. Essentially, whereby it's like, okay, well, we want our brand to be represented appropriately on the Amazon marketplace. We want price points to be respected. We want RRPs to be respected. Okay, we don't want our products getting tanked because that's going to undervalue our whole market. Every other company we supply is not going to be happy if product prices are down in the Amazon market because no one's going to buy it from every other company they supply. And ultimately, that's going to affect the company you're buying from. Okay? So it's understanding that, yes, these guys want the predictability. Yes, these guys want the consistent business. That's big business. But they don't want that to come at a cost of price point volatility on the Amazon marketplace, undervalued products on the Amazon marketplace. Okay? And also, you've got to understand, They want to protect their brand presence. They want to make sure the sellers actually selling their brand on Amazon care, right? The presentation is good. The brand is coming across in a way when the customer receives it after ordering from Amazon, in a way as if that brand has shipped it to them themselves. Okay, that's a huge, huge part of how these suppliers think. Okay, especially in the brand perspective. Now, they want a partner, not a customer. I try to make this very, very clear every time I sit in front of a camera and make a video for you lot. They want a partner, not just someone who's going to be like, oh, okay, well, I can place some orders. No. They want an Amazon arm of their business who can protect and grow their Amazon presence. Okay? They want someone with Amazon expertise, experts in the Amazon marketplace. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest here, anyone can sell stock on Amazon. You're not special. If you've got capital and you can sell stock on Amazon, you need to be an expert in the Amazon marketplace, an expert in reading the data, reading trends, growing these, let's say, not even growing these listings. Yes, that's one part of it, but also exploiting listing opportunities which other sellers won't be able to exploit. Okay, for example, locating listings which aren't even stocked currently, okay, and bringing revenue to them, because then that can change an order from $5,000. Sorry, that can change an order from $5,000 to $7,500, for example. Okay, so they want a partner, not a customer. They want someone with Amazon expertise and accountability, okay, which is a given. The seller who reports monthly on performance, again, gets the exclusive deals, right? Whereby it's like, whether this be a supplier or a brand, obviously suppliers and distributors can give you access to exclusive stock. Report back to them, especially with the brands as well. Like, oh, this is what's working well, this is what's not working quite well. That's going to give you guys a better relationship. Like, oh, these are working really well, let's double down with these. You go ahead, contact your supplier and see if you can source in more stock, better price stock, or can you source in other stock from that supplier? Because these are working very, very well for us. Now, it's not just reporting back for the sake of reporting back, it's reporting back for the sake of how can we order more from you, right, and increase the revenue for the products which we're ordering from you on Amazon. So there's an end goal to it there, where it's like, how can we bring you more? This ties back down to point one. How can we bring you more of that consistent volume predictability? Okay, so all this stuff links. Now, another one of the desires that these suppliers have is they can't do it alone. Like the amount of companies I speak to, it's like, you guys, they're like, we know the opportunity which is there for Amazon. We don't have the workforce. We don't have the manpower or woman power. We don't have the people power, right? We don't have the facilities. Amazon's a machine. It's a beast. We're focusing on growing our own, let's say, Shopify channels. Like, I got off a call on Friday, it was, and it was a very, very big company. Yeah, we just can't handle the e-commerce section right now. There's huge scope for growth there. There's hundreds and hundreds of orders going out every single day on our Amazon. We can't keep up demand, basically. We need to employ new staff for it. And it's like, they can't do it alone. They'd rather have experts in the Amazon marketplace who understand what they're doing, partner with these companies, and let them take Amazon arm of their business. Okay, but you've got to understand, well, the psychology of all this as well. Because you've got to understand here, like I've got here, access to the largest marketplace in the world, managed properly. So you remember, it's managed properly, efficiently, in a way that's maximizing the opportunity which Amazon gives. You've got to understand, most sellers just approach this as, oh yeah, let me just sell your stock on Amazon. Who cares? You've got access to the biggest marketplace in the world. If managed properly, it's got to be more than selling stock. It's growing the revenue, growing the purchase from you every month. Okay? It's more than just reselling on Amazon. There's a huge scope for growth there, which you've got to understand as well. Okay? So it's, yes, we've got access to the biggest marketplace in the world, but it's also, as a result of that, this means consistent business, yes, but also consistent growth. We want to order more from you every time, for example. Now, they're not looking for buyers, they're looking for a channel. Like I said, they're looking for partners. They want you to be your own revenue channel in itself, which you should be, because you've got access to Amazon. Okay, so these are some of the suppliers' core desires. Like I said, there's many, many more, okay, that you can really grab these suppliers at. Now, where these core desires really come into play is when you're negotiating with these suppliers and they have objections. But if you know all their core desires in your head, bang, or you get a core desire, use a core desire to, let's say, swing an objection, and that's how you get to work with these companies and objection handle. So you can use these core desires and your understanding of core desires to deal with objection handling as well, and really get these accounts open that no one else will get. Really be able to negotiate with these companies. For For example, you can use point one here, predictability, to negotiate price point down. So look, we can forecast spending X amount a year with you. Let's get this product price down. Okay, now if you do want any help with this, I cover many core designs just like this in my program with the clients I work with, which is how they get really cool deals that no one else is getting right now and everyone else will struggle with. And to be fair, my clients, before they work with me, they really, well, essentially that's why they work with me. They really struggle. I think Amazon Saturate. They work with me, and when they approach a business like this to a higher level that really digs into the nitty gritty of it, the results that they get are pretty cool. Okay, like I've got clients currently, like within a couple of months, I'll work with me making, well, tying up deals, making them a couple of grand a month, upwards of, well, 4 figures a month as well in profit. So you can probably see how these deals are acquired. It's a bit more advanced than just, oh yeah, can I sell stock on Amazon? No, you got to understand their psychology, how these guys work. Okay, so if you do want any help with this, you do want to tie down these higher level deals, you can work with me. Click the link down below to apply. And let's get into the next section. Okay, now, another huge part of this supplier psychology is a decision that these suppliers need to make. Okay, and how these sort of decisions work in a way. So first of all, we have a trigger. Okay, now this is something that's wrong on Amazon. This is sort of like the psychological landscape of these suppliers now. What this sort of decision cycle looks like. First things first, something's wrong. Unauthorized sellers, they're looking at the stock which they hold, which they spend millions and millions of pounds on. Who on earth is this selling it? Who on earth is that selling it? Where's this coming from? Where's that coming from? Why are they priced at 60% of what the RRP should be? Okay. It's like, how do we fix this? We have no clue how to fix it. I don't want to swear, but it's an absolute mess. But we don't know how to fix it. What do? We don't have the time to fix it, the energy to fix it. We don't know how to fix it, right? And it's like, they look for someone to fix it. This is not only brands, by the way. I've got to make that clear. And I've got here, like, because it works with distributors. Like now, with one of my, with some of my clients, a deal that they've tied down is going to start 15 grand, well, has started at 50 grand a month in profit. That's a distributor directly acting on behalf of the brands, right? And it's like, they're in this situation here. Well, there's something wrong was literally this. Unauthorized sellers, price going all over the shop. The awareness was, okay, well, we need someone to fix it. Same here. Bad advice from distributors. The DIY Amazon management fails. This is a huge thing that happens. A lot of these brands, for the sake of this example, they'll go and enlist the help of agencies. Agencies do not care. They're going to take their 3 grand a month, 4 grand a month, 5 grand a month retainer, whack up some listings done by AI, and then just leave there and collect in their cash. They don't care if the brand grows. Let's be honest, they do not care. Okay? And this is, again, a huge opportunity for a lot of sellers out there whereby you are experts in the Amazon marketplace. You know how to protect and grow these brands. If you have the right information in your head, right? And these suppliers are going to want to work with you because they're looking for someone to fix it. Because let's say the agency is just shilling up for money every single month on a retainer and doing something that isn't actually tangible. At the end of the day, the agency don't really care if your brand grows or if said brand grows. You care if said brand grows because that means more business for you, better business for you. Okay, so yay, trigger, be awareness. Oh shit, we need to fix this now. Okay, bad advice from distributors, bad advice from, let's say, agencies, and they're frustrated, right? Whether they be distributors frustrated with how their products are performing on the Amazon marketplace and the absolute shit show it is, or whether it's brands who are pretty disappointed with essentially how the products move down the supply chain and how their main, let's say, retailers who've been stocking their products for the last 30 years are pissed off because Amazon's selling the stock for, or not Amazon, but like Amazon resellers sat in their bedroom are selling the stock for 6 quid when it should be RRP 15 quid. Okay, so that awareness takes place as well. Now, evaluation. Well, whereby when you're outreaching, okay, to these companies, whether they be distributors or brands directly, you've got to remember you're outreaching to these companies based on data, right? Where it's like your outreach lands at the right time as referencing the exact problem gets the meeting every time. You're not going in as, hi, yeah, can we resell some stock on Amazon? No. It's how we've identified problem A. We can do this for you, which leads to solution this. Okay? Now, that gets a response from these companies. Not, yeah, can I sell your stock? Nah, don't sell on Amazon. What's that? I supply brick and mortar stores from my bedroom, my terraced house. No, that's not going to work. Okay? Your outreach matters, right? And it's not just any old outreach, it's outreach referencing the exact problem, sorry. And that's what gets you these meetings and that's what gets you these deals. You're doing things to a higher level, doing things other people aren't doing. You're actually offering value to companies, you're helping these companies, and it's by doing so which gets you these deals, right? And this is huge, the trust section of it. You need to understand their world. You need to prove you understand their world. A huge exercise here is essentially translating Amazon world, Amazon language, Amazon jargon, Amazon trends, keeper data, seller ramp data, all this in-depth analysis, competitive behavior, buy box percentages, your ability to translate that into their B2B world and understanding their world. Now, if you can do that, you're going to be positioning yourself in a way that no one else is doing, and you're going to be positioning yourself in a way whereby these companies are going to be like, oh, hang on a second, we'd be very, 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 very silly not to work with this company here. They understand our world to a T, understand exactly what we want, understand our psychology to a T, and also they're experts in the Amazon marketplace, right? So it's basically in their head, it's like them selling on Amazon and then becoming experts in the Amazon marketplace. When actually we know it's you selling on Amazon, but in their head, it's like, well, they understand our business to a T, understand what we want, understand how to work with us, and they're experts in the Amazon marketplace. Let's work with these guys. Okay. Now, in the first meeting, we identified 3 problems that they did not even know that they had. And on top of that, I want to add something, 3 growth opportunities, which they did not even know they had as well. Okay. Which you can do because you're experts in the Amazon marketplace. They don't know what like the buy box is. They don't know what like how historical data is moving. And it's using all this data you can present to them and show these guys value propositions, as well as prove you understand their world and their psychology, their desires, what they need, what they don't need, what they hate, what their pain points are, what affects their business in their world, right, outside of the Amazon world. If you can show them all that alongside your expertise in the Amazon marketplace and how you can grow them and protect them on Amazon, that's how you get these accounts. That's how you get these deals. So that's how you get these products and prices. Okay, that's how you get deals which are making you above 15 grand a month in profit. That's how you get it. And there you go. Decision. They choose you not because you asked, because you presented in a way of authority and doing all the things I've just said, and it makes them very, very difficult not to say yes to you, especially when you compare it to the rest of the landscape of Amazon companies contacting them. Okay? Because you earned it, you positioned yourself in a way that was appropriate, okay, higher level, more advanced, more technical, more strategic, and with much more precision. Okay, they don't feel sold to. Again, they feel rescued. Like I've said, they feel like, thank God we've had this. We got to work with this company. They're going to help us. Not they've sold us. It's no. They've contacted us. They're Amazon experts. They can help us, and they believe it. That's why they're here. Okay, they've spotted an opportunity to help us. That's why they're here, okay? And they understand our market, our business. They know what they're doing. We trust them, okay? That is exactly what that sort of decision moment looks like, right? Or that decision moment is received for them, okay? Like I said, if you want any help with this, link in the description, book an call to see if you'd be a good fit to work with me, because when you approach this business like this, the opportunities are stupid. Amazon FBA is so unsaturated when you do things like this. It's not just me saying it. That's what my clients are winning every day. Now, the trust signals that close these relationships, okay? Being very specific, right? With metrics, everything I've just alluded to, data points, trends, showing softwares, translate. Like, for example, you might see this as a sales rank of 1,000. What does that mean? Okay, well, then show that sales rank of 1,000 means 800 sales a month, right? Use a calculator, which shows that screenshots, right? You're being very specific and you're essentially conveying your expertise in the Amazon marketplace. You're showing the data, right? Referencing exact metrics of their presence on Amazon, right? Generic compliments get deleted. Okay, like this is people are like sold. They approach this business to such a low level. Yeah, I can place volume orders. What on earth is volume? Okay, well, this piece of data here suggests that your listings currently do this much in revenue a month. However, this piece of data here suggests they should be doing this much. we'll do X, Y, Z, which gets you to that point, which means instead of us spending X amount a month, we'll be spending 2X a month, right? Now, it's this specific data. It's like, oh, these guys are experts. They're going to grow us. They're going to do this. They understand this, right? Literally everything I've been speaking about. You're going to be very, very specific. And again, something else I've spoken about, monthly performance reporting, okay? Show them exactly what's happening, what's going right, what's going wrong, what needs to be doubled down on, what needs to be sort of eased up on as well, okay? A one-page buy box and revenue summary, sent monthly, okay? Okay, if you're working with me, we'd do more than that, okay? There's much more in-depth data we'd go into than that, okay? How are we growing you? What data points suggest we can grow you? What trends on other listings? What listings can we get on Amazon for you, right? It's these suppliers that get these reports, get these data points, these distributors that see you going above and beyond, that you're actually wanting to grow them. You see the opportunities there to grow them, and you're not just saying it, you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk as well. You're doing actions to grow them, okay? You're placing higher or bigger orders from them every month, every other month, as a result of data points. You're picking up trends, you're picking up the more advanced side of the business which you're running, okay? So that's another trust signal. You've got being very specific, data driven, and having the ability to report back to these companies in a comprehensive, not even a comprehensive way, in a analytical way, but at the same time in a way that makes sense to them and makes them realize opportunities at hand, okay, and what's going well, and also what's not going so well. Speed of problem resolution. When things don't go wrong, how quick do you act? Do you act as if it's your company? Because that's how it should be. Do you act as if it's your brand? That's how it should be, right? When unauthorized sellers appear, what happens? How do we resolve the problem? How quick do we resolve the problem? When there's price point volatility, let's say when this unauthorized seller jumps on, what happens? How can we fix it? Let's say that a supplier changes packaging. Okay, how quick can we fix that? Okay, it's this speed in response is the number one trust signal of any B2B relationship. How quick can they act on our needs? Okay, very, very, very important. Yes, we can do this for you. Yes, we can do this for you. Yes, we can do this for you. Not in 6 months' time. We do it now. Time is money. Okay, that is a very, very important part of this business. When it comes to developing trust with these companies, okay, yeah, this stock's moving faster than expected. Let's get another order in now. Okay, so there's no, let's say, 4 or 5 day delay in buy box where there's no offer, where you've just costed 6 grand's worth of revenue, for example, 3 grand's worth of purchasing from supplier. How quickly can you resolve problems that arise, or how quickly can you prevent problems arising by recognizing trends earlier, or recognizing certain data points earlier, right? As a result of your expertise. Volume consistency of order size. Like I said, a supplier would rather have consistent 10K monthly orders than a 50K order followed by disappearing, okay? Disappearing, price point volatility, no management of anything. Consistency is what these guys want. Consistent business, long-term partners. They want 10 grand orders every month, which are incrementally increasing as a result of your Amazon expertise, implementing growth strategies among listings, among brands. All these growth strategies and ways to, let's say, take orders from 5 grand a month to 10, 50 grand a month with the same supply, with the same brands, increasing profits. I go through my program. Link in the description if you want to apply. Like I said, it's very advanced, much more, a lot more goes on than this. And it's very, very, it really opens your eyes, let's just say that. And it makes you realize, oh God, the world is our oyster. Amazon's doing billions in revenue. The opportunity there for us is stupid if you approach it to a higher level. Okay, like we've gone through already, volume, consistency of volume size. And also, something else which really helps these brands trust you, okay, to close these supply relationships is protecting their brand when you have no obligation to. I said before, you've even got exclusivity with a distributor or brand directly. Well, this is going wrong currently, this is going wrong currently, this seller's undervaluing this product, this seller's tanking this seller's again, we can do stuff on a much more advanced level. Go in, look how sellers are repricing. Literally show them, look, this seller's undercutting, look at their repricing tendencies, right? Protecting the brand. Say, look, we're trying to protect you here, right? Because we're in this game for the long term. So if you present yourself like that before you've even got any deals, these guys will be like, well, hang on a second, they understand the game. They're reporting back to us what's going wrong. They're saying to us, look, we want to be long-term partners. Yes, we can spend 5, 10, 15 grand a month with you. This is going wrong. right? I'm not here to just place one 5 grand order and disappear. I want consistent business with you. This is going wrong. Okay, this ties in with number 4, where it's like, hang on a second, this is going wrong. This is affecting our ability to place consistent volume orders. Let's protect you. Okay, then these guys are going to understand, hang on a second, they actually do want consistent business with us. They want to work with us. They're trying to protect us, right? And the trust signals start to tie together and become full circle, because then you're already tying in 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 all in one, right? Reporting price violations on a product, even like I've got their products you don't even sell, right? Understanding that, okay, we're trying to protect you. We want to do long-term business with you. Yes, we might be only purchasing 50 SKUs of you, 5 grand a month. However, really speaking, we're going to be purchasing 50 SKUs from you at 20, 30 grand a month, okay? Actions that serve the brand, serve the distributors without self-interest are remembered for years, right? These guys will be like, oh, hang on a second, they actually care. They're actually trying to do business with us. And it's that psychology, that trust helps you close these relationships. It's having that ability to have these guys understand you actually care about them. Because at the end of the day, you'll care about them, your ability to work together with them over the long term, develop relationships with them, understand their psychology is what's going to get you these accounts open, these deals, these exclusive deals as well, which is going to bring your business consistent profitability every single month. Rather than let's Google a supplier, find a product on Google that everyone else has access to, that's easy to access, and then sell it all. Crap, it's tanked. Obviously, it's going to tank. This is how you need to be running the business. This is how you make money doing Amazon wholesale and working brands directly. Okay. Now, like I've said, I help sellers who actually want to grow, build, and scale sustainable Amazon wholesale and brand direct businesses. I've helped hundreds of people now to this high level. Currently, my clients are tying down deals literally daily, right? If you want help with any of this and doing Amazon wholesale and working brands directly to that high level, you can click in the link in the description to book in a call with me to see if you'd be a good fit to actually work with me. So I only work with sellers who are hardworking and actually want to build a business, okay? If you want to get rich quick, don't book in a call. If you actually want to build a long-term sustainable business that will bring you profits consistently every month, click the link in the description to apply to work with me, and we'll see if you're a good fit, right? We'll just have a chat, see if you're a good fit. If you're a good fit, great, we'll smash it and make some money together, right? If not, well, maybe we'll revisit it if you're just not in the right position. If you think it's get rich quick, then we won't revisit it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you've got any video recommendations, drop them down in the comments. I'll get them made. If you like the video, please like the video as well. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you in the next video.